Medicare, Medicaid, Marketplace, right? So what kind of advice would you give to another health plan looking to implement a enterprise-wide provider network management solution, at their organization?
Obviously, look at what you have. So we had reports at every state level, and that is enough to get you started to move to a cloud platform. Because again, we were on desktops, and we had 12 desktops and 20 people, and they'd have to share, right? So by getting to a cloud, the access for all the users was immediate, and you also come up with the standard coloring. Think about change management. You bypass all of that by introducing that cloud platform. So if you sort of look at the end-to-end of what you want to build, if you're a small regional plan and you're just trying to figure out, okay, how do I go from being just a state to going into a couple states, you'll realize quickly how crazy your nuances are. So you look at where the similarities are and identify the trends and how much time it takes you. Medicaid is almost always going to be more time consuming because each state's so unique.
Sure.
Now, Medicare is consistent. They change the rules on us, backwards sometimes, but that's Medicare. They've always done that. So that's consistent at least, but you can plan. So if you're going to build a network, you start your 17 to 18 months in advance, and then Marketplace files about a month ahead they file a month after us. So we put the plan together, and if you want to grow your business as a plan, you start with what is the commonalities, and then taking those commonalities and you add on the things that are, we call it the variables, and then you can manage the variables with the resources that you have. But that's really the way we did it. We used what was already there and got it into a place where more people could see it. And by creating that visibility, the health plans, you'll be able to see maybe there is some provider data that didn't get loaded from the contract that you had. Right. So you can fix it. Maybe there are some gaps that you think you have, and you didn't know that there was another provider that you can find in the market data through the Quest Cloud that you couldn't see in the desktop.
Right.
So those little things help you close gaps, gives you more confidence in your network. And then from there, if you don't have, especially small regional plans, just managing that's just that slight growth and the nuances can be expensive. So little successes for your people, for your leadership and stakeholders is what will help improve that confidence. So we continue to use those little improvements to gain confidence and get people to continue to say, wait a second, now I understand, I have more confidence, so that as I filed networks this year for Medicare, I was able to show the same thing that my team showed as they were building, as they were closing gaps. I was able to show the same thing to leaders, plan presidents, and our CEOs to say, here's how we do it. Everybody saw the same arc reactor.
Right.
Everybody saw where we went to get the different types of things. And even if they had questions, we'd back up and we go back in. And we were able to answer questions on the fly and make decisions to submit the networks with plan participation, which in the past, sometimes someone would just make the decision because it had to be done. But those were all things that will allow you to go from sort of not integrated to using a cloud-based platform to gain integration. And then the Quest team they're like the best at onboarding the health plans, and the ongoing education you give us it's just amazing.